Tonight on ABC News Live Prime, the growing backlash for President Trump over a racist tweet targeting the Obamas posted from his Truth Social account. Republicans and Democrats both harshly criticizing the video that portrays the Obamas as apes and calling for the president to apologize. The White House first calling the anger, quote, fake outrage, but then deleting the post. Breaking tonight, ABC News has learned about a new message linked to the disappearance of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy. Authorities now trying to determine if it's real. It's been nearly 1 week since 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was taken from her Tucson, Arizona home, her family asking for signs of life. The first reported deadline in the alleged ransom note come and gone, and the next deadline on Monday. Our Aaron Katersky reports from Arizona tonight. Also breaking, a stepbrother in court 3 months after the mysterious death of a teen girl aboard a Carnival cruise ship. When lawmakers will be able to review the full unredacted files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. A fresh chill as a new Arctic blast makes its way into the Northeast. More than 100 million now on alert for the coldest air of the winter. It's the biggest game of the year. Which team has the advantage going into Super Bowl 60? Who is paying for the biggest and boldest Super Bowl ads? And what to expect from Bad Bunny's halftime performance. And Summoned, meet the 4-year-old called for jury duty.
From ABC News, this is Prime with Linsey Davis.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rhiannon Alley in for Linsey Davis. Thank you so much for streaming with us. We are tracking several major stories on this Friday night, including the fallout after a racist video was posted to President Trump's social media account, sparking major bipartisan backlash. And the coldest air of the season. We'll have the full forecast in just a moment. But we begin tonight with breaking news and the desperate search for the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie. Late today, ABC News learned a new ransom note has surfaced. Authorities are now trying to figure out if it's real. The search now in its 6th day. Nancy Guthrie was taken from her home in Tucson. Blood found outside the front door. Authorities also investigating a previous ransom note that demanded payment in Bitcoin. The first deadline was last night, and then the next deadline is Monday. Her son, Cameron Guthrie, Savannah's brother, sharing a new video last night appealing to the possible kidnapper or kidnappers, saying, quote, "We want to talk to you." After nearly a week, the local sheriff and the FBI say they still have no suspects and no person of interest. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky leads us off now from Tucson with new reporting.
Tonight, investigators descending on the home of Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy, just moments after announcing a potential development in her disappearance.
We are going to be locking down the road at that point, okay? Further investigation.
The FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department say they are aware of a new message sent to a local television station and are actively inspecting the information provided in it to determine its authenticity. The mysterious message comes 6 days after police say Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home in the darkness of early Sunday morning. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings are enduring an agonizing wait for any word about their mother after one potential ransom deadline passed, knowing there's a second deadline on Monday. Savannah and her siblings tearfully tried to engage any alleged abductors, asking them to bring their mother home. And Savannah shared her own message to her mom.
Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman.
Overnight, in a new video, Savannah's brother Cameron, a retired F-16 pilot, pleading again for direct communication with any kidnapper.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
But investigators say there's so far no proof Nancy Guthrie, who is 84 and who relies on daily medication and her pacemaker to survive, is alive, despite those appeals from her children.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive, and she needs it not to suffer.
An unverified ransom note sent to local news organizations included a demand for Bitcoin and 2 deadlines. The first has come and gone. The second is in just 3 days.
And if a transfer wasn't made, then I think a second demand was for next Monday.
Tonight, FBI hostage negotiators are here in Tucson standing by should any contact be made, while hundreds of investigators are scouring for evidence. This is the home here in the Catalina foothills where Nancy Guthrie lives alone. She's separated from her neighbors. The houses are spaced out, and all of them are surrounded by this lush desert vegetation. There are also no streetlights or businesses. It could explain why doorbell cameras so far have yielded no helpful clues. Tonight, this map shows the home and the relationship to thoroughfares that any abductor might take to get away. It sounds like you're going to need some old-fashioned work on the ground, conducting interviews, searching terrain. Yeah. Are those things being done, and have you exhausted your interviews at this point?
No. They're out now. They're knocking on doors and seeing what we can learn.
And tonight we hear from one of Nancy Guthrie's neighbors who says police came to look at cameras on her property.
She's a very sweet woman, very nice. Just don't want to imagine what happened that night and what she might have felt at that moment.
For years, Nancy Guthrie has appeared with her daughter from time to time on the Today Show.
My mom and I feel like we really click as friends, too. It's just amazing what she's brought to my life.
It is unclear if she has been targeted in any way because of her daughter's high-profile role. What is clear, there are prayers from across the country for her safe return, and investigators are not giving up.
Somebody asked, Sheriff, how do you know, can you prove that she's alive? And I just simply turn it around. Can you prove she's not? Why would I operate from any other position than my team is operating from the same position? She's out there. We're going to find her.
Aaron joins us now. And Aaron, you mentioned some of the dark streets surrounding the home there. And we know the time Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker disconnected from her phone was 2:28 a.m. Are there cameras or license plate readers that could pick up cars in the area at that time of night?
There are, Rhiannon, though fewer than in what would be a bustling area. This is a more isolated part of Tucson, but investigators have said they are looking to exploit what they have. That could take time. And in just the last few moments, we were pushed farther back from Nancy Guthrie's home just after word came in of a new message that the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department said they are reviewing. We know the family is aware of that message. Detectives have arrived to begin a new search. Rhiannon?
We hope something happens soon and she makes it home safe. Aaron Kontursky, thank you so much. Also developing tonight, President Trump has taken down a racist post on his social media account that had been up for 12 hours. But said late tonight he did not make a mistake and claims he didn't see the part of the video in question. The video depicted former President Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. Republicans joined Democrats' outrage. Senator Tim Scott saying, quote, "This is the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House." Tonight, Trump was asked if he condemns the video and said yes, but he did not apologize. First, the White House defended it. Rachel Scott reports now from the White House.
Tonight, President Trump facing an avalanche of criticism from Democrats and Republicans after posting a blatantly racist video portraying former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defending the post, saying, "Please stop the fake outrage." But the criticism only grew, including from Republican leaders who rarely break from Trump on anything. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, the Senate's only black Republican, calling the president's post the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House, adding the president should remove it. Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi writing, "This is totally unacceptable. The president should take it down and apologize." Seldom have Republicans been so willing to criticize President Trump, but today their statements piling up. Congressman Mike Turner of Ohio posting, "The release of racist images of former President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama is offensive, heartbreaking, and unacceptable." Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania calling the president's post a grave failure of judgment, adding it's absolutely unacceptable from anyone, most especially from the President of the United States. A clear and unequivocal apology is owed. The president has not apologized, but 12 hours after the racist video was posted, it was taken down. Tonight, a White House official telling ABC News a White House staffer erroneously made the post. They would not say who the staffer was, why they posted the video on the president's account, and whether they will face disciplinary action. President Trump is ultimately responsible for his social media account, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has not walked back her defense of the racist imagery. The president has not commented at all. He did, however, keep posting messages on social media, including plans for his White House renovation and attacks on old foes.
Rachel Scott joins us now from the White House. And Rachel, late today, the president called Republican Senator Tim Scott. What more are we learning about what happened on that phone call?
Yeah, well, we are learning that the president did personally call Republican Senator Tim Scott. Of course, this came after Senator Scott said that that video was the most racist thing that he has seen coming out of this White House. Sources do tell us that the president conveyed to Senator Scott that the video would be taken down. But again, no apologies from the president tonight and no word from the Obamas either. They have chosen not to comment, Rhiannon.
All right, Rachel Scott, thank you. For more now, we are joined by California Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Thank you so much for your time, Congresswoman. Now, you've been a fierce critic of Trump for the past 10 years. What was your immediate reaction when you woke up this morning and saw this video?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was not shocked. I said, this is who he is. We know whom he is. And he's a racist. He's been one from way back when he worked with his father, when they excluded people of color from being able to lease their apartments. So I was not shocked. I just saw another effort to show his racism. He's brazen. He doesn't care when he hurts someone or whether or not he makes us angry. All he does is he gets his joy from being a racist and being brazen about it. So I wasn't shocked at all. That's him.
After rare Republican pushback, the post is down now, and Republicans have asked for an apology from the White House and the president. Do you think the president will apologize? Will that be enough? What would you like to see happen next?
Well, first, he won't apologize. He will continue to do what he's doing. This is not his first effort to display his racism. As you know, he is removing artifacts depicting slavery from the Smithsonian Museum, the African American Museum. He's having the Park Service erase a brochure about Medgar Evers, who was assassinated by a racist who belonged to the KKK. He's trying to remove any efforts, all efforts against depicting Black people as having fought a good fight against slavery and worked very hard to become a part of America. This is whom he is, and no, he won't apologize. And I think there are some Republicans who are ashamed and who feel terrible about this. Some of them will come forward, but many of them are afraid of him.
Are you surprised some of them came forward? And who are you most surprised is asking him to apologize?
Well, no, I'm not surprised. Do you recall when I think it was someone who was very close to him, Steve Bannon, who touted racism and encouraged racism and said that was the way to win. And let them call you that. Wear it as a badge of honor. I mean, so they've been in this business of using racism politically to advance themselves. And so, no, I'm not surprised. I do think that there are some Republicans who will come forward, who have come forward. I wish more of them would. But we're dealing with a deranged man who is absolutely advancing his career on hurting people, whether it is racism or it is the deportation of folks. I mean, this is what he is getting his thrill from. This is what he's advancing himself with. It won't stop. And we're not going away. We're not afraid of him. We're going to continue to fight against his racism.
And looking ahead to the State of the Union that's coming up later this month, I know in the past you have chosen not to attend Trump's speeches. Do you plan to be there this time?
Oh, no. I will never honor him with my presence. This man doesn't deserve to be the president of the United States. There's nothing that he can say in the State of the Union that will erase his behavior, will erase his racism, and I have no need to sit there and listen to him pretend or lie. You know, he's the biggest liar that we've ever encountered anytime, any place, anywhere. So no, I will not be there for sure.
Congresswoman Maxine Waters, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, you're so welcome. Thank you for exposing what is happening with this president.
There is news tonight involving the Jeffrey Epstein files. Members of Congress are now being told they will be allowed to see unredacted versions of documents. Here's Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl.
Tonight, the Justice Department announced that starting Monday, members of Congress will be able to review unredacted versions of more than 3 million pages of its files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Lawmakers will only be able to review documents that have been publicly released, not the 3 million pages that are still being withheld. President Trump has been hoping to turn the page.
Frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do.
But the many powerful men whose names have already come up in the files have people wondering who else might be in there. On Monday, the House Oversight Committee will hear from Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who is scheduled to testify virtually from the prison where she is serving 20 years for sex trafficking. She is expected to take the fifth. The Republican-led committee has subpoenaed former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to testify behind closed doors. Hillary Clinton calling out the committee chairman, James Comer, saying, "Let's stop the games. If you want this fight, let's have it in public." And today, Bill Clinton posting, "I will not sit idly as they use me as a prop in a closed-door kangaroo court by a Republican Party running scared. If they want answers, let's stop the games and do this the right way, in a public hearing where the American people can see for themselves what this is really about."
John joins us now. And John, what are the next steps in the hearing that Republicans hope to have with the Clintons?
Well, Rhiannon, while the Clintons were loudly and very publicly demanding that this be a public hearing, they have already actually agreed to appear before the committee to give closed-door videotape depositions, and those depositions are scheduled to take place later this month, February 26th for Hillary Clinton, February 27th for Bill Clinton. The location yet to be determined. But again, they will be closed door, but they will be videotaped.
Thank you for following this for us, John Karl. More than a decade after the deadly terror attack on the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi, the Justice Department has announced an arrest in the assault. Libyan national Zubair al-Bakush appeared in court in Washington, D.C. and faced multiple charges, including for the murder of U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens. 4 Americans were killed in the 2012 attack. This is the third suspect taken into custody since that attack. We are tracking a new winter storm. At least 100 million Americans are on alert in the Northeast for a major Arctic blast. Wind chills this weekend will be below zero for the I-95 corridor. The Arctic blast also comes with snow. Lee Goldberg is standing by with the forecast, but we begin with Faith Abube with the images coming in tonight.
Tonight, deadly accidents from a fast-moving snowstorm that's bringing with it the coldest air of what's been an already brutally cold winter. Outside Pittsburgh, Interstate 79 shut down after multiple crashes in Butler County.
It was very hard to stop. It was just complete ice out of nowhere.
At least 25 vehicles involved and at least 1 person killed, 9 taken to the hospital. In Springboro, Ohio, outside Cincinnati, whiteout and slippery conditions led to accidents all over town. In New York City, 3 people rescued by a chopper after falling through the ice off Far Rockaway. Temperatures have been brutally below normal for millions of people for weeks, from the Northeast to the Great Lakes, as ABC's Alex Perez shows us.
It looks like the North Pole, but we're actually overlooking Lake Erie. Because of the prolonged deep freeze, the lake has gone from about 1% ice coverage in a month to 95% ice coverage.
With temperatures set to hit rock bottom this weekend, it could freeze all the way over for the first time in 30 years.
And Rhiannon, that cold and snow heading to New York City, it'll feel like 10 to 20 degrees below zero by Sunday. Rhiannon.
Faith Abube, thank you. WABC Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg joins us now with more on what we can expect this weekend. I know here in New York City it's going to be frigid, right, Lee?
Yeah, Rhiannon, it's just a weekend to hibernate. It's really going to be dangerous, especially as we go through the day on Saturday. It's not often you see extreme cold warnings from D.C. to Philly to New York, wind chills 10, 20 below, upstate New York into New England up to 30, 40 below, and along with it some winter weather alerts because this is coming with some snow. So snow showers and even a few squalls are working through the Northeast tonight. It's light accumulation, but still can make for slippery travel. Coating to an inch in New York. Could be as much as 2 to 6 inches across southeastern New England. That includes the Boston area. And then behind that snow, winds gust 30 to 50 miles an hour. That is a fierce wind coupled with temperatures that are crashing all day. So you're talking sub-zero wind chills starting during the day on Saturday. And look at these Sunday morning wind chills. 14 below Boston, 12 below Sunday morning in New York. It's the coldest air in 3 years. It'll feel like 5 below in D.C. So really best to stay inside. We get back to freezing by about Tuesday. Rhiannon?
All right. Looking forward to Tuesday. Thank you, Lee Goldberg. Be careful out there. There was an arrest today in the November death of a teenage girl found under a bed in a Carnival cruise ship. The person taken into custody is a member of her own family. Here's the latest. Tonight, the stepbrother of Anna Kepner, the teen from Central Florida found dead aboard the Carnival cruise ship Horizon, arrested and charged this week in her death, according to her father. Anna Kepner found in her cabin back in November. In this alarming image, authorities in Florida seen removing her body from the ship. Her death ruled a homicide. Authorities say the 18-year-old was mechanically asphyxiated by another person or persons. Kepner was found under a bed in her cabin, wrapped in a blanket, covered in life vests. Our Victor Akendo sitting down with Anna Kepner's grandparents in an exclusive interview. The two were on the ship with their granddaughter and other family members.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
The grandparents say Anna Kepner and her stepbrother were close. Tonight, that stepbrother now released to the custody of a guardian, according to Anna Kepner's father. Tonight, her father and his wife saying in a statement, "We believe in accountability and in the importance of justice being carried out. Our daughter deserves justice and her life deserves to be honored through a full and fair legal process." Actor Timothy Busfield was indicted today on 4 counts of sexual contact with a child. Authorities had issued an arrest warrant for Busfield over allegations of misconduct from when he was directing the TV series The Cleaning Lady. Through a lawyer, Busfield, best known for his roles in The West Wing and Field of Dreams, says he's innocent. And now to a stunning rally by the stock market to end the week. The Dow soaring more than 1,200 points. It also passed the 50,000 mark for the first time ever. The surge fueled by strong corporate earnings reports. The Nasdaq jumped 490 points and closed above 23,000, and the S&P 500 up 123 points. Coming up, a disturbing update in the search for the son of rapper Lil Jon. We'll have the details. Plus, the enormous business of the Super Bowl. We'll dissect it by the numbers. And too young for jury duty? What about a 4-year-old summoned to serve? That story is coming up. Welcome back. We don't know yet whether the Seahawks or the Patriots will win Super Bowl 60 on Sunday, but we can already guess one big winner, the Bay Area. The Bank of America Institute is out with new analysis highlighting how football can boost local economies with an additional bump for Super Bowls. So let's take a look at these local game day gains by the numbers. As of November, consumer spending at sporting events was up more than 25% from 2019, according to Bureau of Economic Analysis data. Bank of America said game days were tied to a 77% increase in card spending within host stadium zip codes. And the biggest impact on local spending among all teams went to the Kansas City Chiefs, my hometown. There was a more than 200% increase in their home zip code on game days. The Super Bowl is also good for business. In 5 of the last 9 editions, there's been a median 7% rise in spending on top of the normal game day boost those areas usually had. So what kind of impact could this year's game have? Well, the analysis found that this year's host site, Levi Stadium in the San Francisco Bay Area, had a 70% impact on card spending for a typical home game day. And when Levi Stadium last hosted the Super Bowl in 2016, the San Francisco Super Bowl 50 host committee estimated about 1.1 million fans came to the city, which helped boost local revenues. So what exactly are people attending these games spending their money on? Well, you might not be too surprised to find that food and drink, parking and lodging were the most popular areas of spending, according to the data. In fact, those categories saw a boost in spending nearly double that of any other category measured in the analysis. Well, Super Bowl Sunday is certainly not just about the game itself for those watching on television. Instead, the commercials are a huge part of the experience. In fact, some people watch just for the ads. For more on what we can expect from this year's ads, we are joined by Zoe Ruderman, Chief Content Officer at Adweek. Thank you, Zoe, so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I know that you track all of this stuff.
We do,
so
yes.
Tell us all about it. Of the brands and ad campaigns we already know about, because some are there year after year.
Yes.
Which ones stand out the most to you or seem the most intriguing this year?
So I'm most excited probably for the Pepsi Zero Sugar one, and there's a very specific reason. It's because they're throwing shade at their competitors.
Oh.
This is a bit of a trend this year of brands doing marketing that pokes at their competitors, either in subtle or not so subtle ways. So this one is the Coca-Cola Polar Bear doing a blind taste test and choosing Pepsi. And then it's sort of their emotional journey going through accepting this. I just find it really funny. I think it makes you lean in and pay attention. And why not have a little fun with it?
It makes sense because you often see people praising these brands on social media when they poke fun at each other.
Yes.
So why not take that to the airwaves?
Exactly.
What other trends are you seeing?
Well, we're seeing, I'll just say bathroom humor is what we're seeing. So this is the first time that I have seen them sort of do like this potty humor. So from Manscaped, there are singing hairballs in the shower, and it's actually really funny. Liquid IV, they've just released the trailer, but I've seen the whole ad, and it's singing toilets, and it's about looking at the color of your pee.
Oh.
And then, of course, there's the Raisin Bran ad with William Shatner, and it's all about fiber, and you can probably put together how it's a play off of his name. I won't say it right now, but yeah, humor that my 5-year-old would enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're getting more kids involved,
Maybe,
a little more family friendly for the ads. We always talk about how expensive these things are, and I was shocked to hear they started the price at $8 million.
Yes.
But then you said demand was so high, they kicked it up even higher than that.
To $10 million. So last year it was 7.
That's for 30 seconds.
For 30 seconds only. And keep in mind that a lot of brands come in, more than ever, they've come in for 60 seconds. So just for the airtime, you're looking at $20 million. And keep in mind, that doesn't include the celebrity fee, and we know that a lot of these commercials don't just have one or two, it's an ensemble cast. It doesn't include the creativity. So this is a lot of money to capture attention.
Yeah, I mean, the production alone of the commercials is in the millions of dollars.
They're like
for the
mini
Super Bowl.
movies, some of these,
Incredible. Okay, so over the last few years, more companies have revealed their campaigns before Super Bowl Sunday. Maybe I'm old school, but that seems kind of counterintuitive. Like, why are we showing people ahead of time?
Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
At this point, almost all of the ads are released in the week or weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. There are only a handful where we've just seen the trailer or the teaser, and we'll have to wait till game night to see the actual one. Listen, it all comes down to the number of eyeballs on the ad. The brand is paying $20 million, more than that, to get their ad out there. They want to create buzz. And like I said, they're thinking about it almost like a movie release. So they're doing press junkets, they're releasing a trailer, they're releasing another trailer, but they want to get people talking about the ads. They want it to trend on social. They want people to be excited when it comes on for game night. They want to, have people leaning in. But I'm with you. I like it when you don't see it until the night of. So there's a few, like Duncan, we've seen the trailer with Matt LeBlanc and Ben Affleck and Jennifer Aniston, but we won't know until the night of what exactly is happening.
See, I understand that reasoning of giving you a little teaser, because then you are excited to see. And Duncan has been killing it. The last few years.
Always my favorite. I loved it last year. I mean, that's an example of a brand that is in on the joke. Celebrities who are in on the joke, they're willing to make fun of themselves. I love them.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Zoe Ruderman. Thanks for being here. We'll have to see what happens this Sunday.
Absolutely.
Coming up, a federal gambling case involving an MLB star pitcher, maybe even larger than originally thought. And we take a look at what to expect from the Super Bowl halftime show. It's not just about the ads, as Bad Bunny prepares to take the stage. Welcome back to Prime. Here's a look at the stories making headlines right now. We are learning new details in the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Authorities said they are aware of a new message sent to a local television station and are actively inspecting the information provided in it. to determine its authenticity. A Texas family is suing the owners of Camp Mystic after the deadly flood there last July killed 27 campers and counselors, including their 8-year-old daughter, Cecilia, who remains missing. The parents allege the owners were aware of the dangers posed by the camp's location, a region prone to severe flooding. In a statement, Camp Mystic said the floodwaters were unforeseeable. Police in Georgia say they recovered a body believed to be the son of rapper Lil Jon. According to police, 27-year-old Nathan Smith was last seen Tuesday when he ran from his home while possibly disoriented. Teams expanded their search to a pond in Mayfield Park near Smith's home, where they recovered a body. Official confirmation by the medical examiner's office is pending, but police noted no indication of foul play, but they are still investigating. Lil Jon said he is extremely heartbroken and that Nathan's mother is devastated. The Washington Commanders and the NFL community today are remembering football great Sonny Jurgensen. The Hall of Fame quarterback was a beloved figure in the sports world for his golden arm and his love of the game. He suited up for 11 seasons in Washington after being traded to the Eagles. Jurgensen's family said he died of natural causes. He was 91 years old. Coming up, as Bad Bunny gets ready to make history at the Super Bowl, we take a look at Benito's cultural significance on the main stage. And a newly discovered Michelangelo sketch sold at auction. The really astronomical big price tag is coming up. All eyes are on Super Bowl 60 this weekend, the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. And of course, bringing along with it the iconic halftime show, which has featured some of the most iconic artists of our time. And this year, it's being coined Benito Bowl. The Grammy Award-winning singer, rapper, and producer Bad Bunny will no doubt be bringing the island of Puerto Rico to a global audience. In fact, he is the first ever artist singing exclusively in Spanish. Here's Nightline co-anchor Byron Pitts on Bad Bunny's cultural significance on the big stage.
Bad Bunny is having a moment. The Puerto Rican superstar born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, known for smash hits like I Like It. His chart-topping collab with Cardi B and J Balvin. Now gearing up to headline the Super Bowl this Sunday. The first ever artist singing exclusively in Spanish to do so. Bad Bunny speaking with Apple Music ahead of the big show.
Are there surprises on Sunday?
You know, that's something that I'm going to tell you. I know that the world is going to be happy at this Sunday, and they're going to have fun, and they're going to dance, and they're going to have a good time.
The 31-year-old's slick mix of reggaeton and Latin trap earning him 6 Grammy Awards. And his latest album did homage to his roots, with salsa tracks like the popular Baile Inolvidable, garnering him Album of the Year and historic first.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm going to say eyes out.
Bad Bunny criticizing the Trump administration's immigration policy during his Grammy acceptance speech earlier this week.
We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.
He spoke in English, he addressed the American public, and he said what he needed to say to show where he stands.
The NFL choosing Bad Bunny to headline this year's Super Bowl has caused a stir. Fans brimming with anticipation.
Bad Bunny is literally the biggest artist in the world.
It's Bad Bunny, Super Bowl, Bad Bunny, Benito.
Others outraged at the choice, including President Donald Trump telling Newsmax,
I never heard of him. I don't know who he is. I don't know why they're doing it. It's like crazy.
Bad Bunny addressing it all on SNL.
I'm very excited to be doing the Super Bowl.
Joking after he addressed the crowd speaking Spanish.
And if you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
Right-wing organization Turning Point USA announcing their own all-American halftime show, celebrating culture, freedom, and faith. Headlined by the singer Kid Rock, known for his genre-blending hit Cowboy, a mix of country, rock, and rap.
Because I wanna be a cowboy, baby.
I think Bad Bunny's popularity actually enrages those people who want there to be a different kind of representation on that Super Bowl stage.
Puerto Rico is a part of the United States of America. Bad Bunny is American. The music that Bad Bunny creates represents so many facets of the American culture and the American experience.
This platform is used to unite people and to be able to bring people together.
The NFL standing by their star performer through it all.
I think Bad Bunny understands that, and I think he'll have a great performance.
This is a sport that is trying to grow itself in global appeal. And right now we're seeing an incredible growth in countries like Brazil and in Mexico. Mexico right now has almost 31 million fans of American football. I think that this is probably going to be the most watched Super Bowl halftime show of all time.
We'll have to wait and see. Byron Pitts, thank you so much for that. And you heard him say it. Don't worry about it if you don't speak Spanish. You only need to worry about moving your body and dancing. So let's bring in Susie Exposito, editor at De Los, covering Latin culture at the Los Angeles Times. Welcome to the show. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so not many people can stand toe-to-toe with Bad Bunny's global influence. He said his 13-minute performance is going to be one big, huge party. And he comes off like a regular guy just having fun and really enjoying what he does, his art. What kind of performance do you expect from him this weekend?
I'm really thinking like the scale of Bad Bunny's halftime show is going to be, it's going to feel like a Latino family party, but supersized to like Coachella. That is what I am anticipating.
Well, you've interviewed him a few times.
A few times.
Yeah, and he's no stranger to using his platform to speak out. Just last weekend at the Grammys, he spoke out against ICE. So a lot of people are going to be watching Sunday to see what kind of message he brings. How do you think he's going to navigate what message he wants to bring to people all over the world?
Well, he said something very poignant at the Grammys. He said that he wanted to lead with love for the community. He's not leading with hate for anyone else. He's not even leading with hate for ICE. He's leading with love for the Latino community, which has supported him from the beginning of his career.
It's really hard to believe he's only 31 years old. He just has this air about him, like it's not about his look, but it's just, he brings this confidence and he seems like an old soul. There's so many rumors out there about what he'll do on stage, who he'll bring out with him on stage. Do you have any guesses?
I think that this performance is going to be the most Puerto Rican performance we have ever seen on that Super Bowl stage, for real. And I'm saying that after J-Lo performed 6 years ago.
Well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun no matter who he brings out. Just give me one guess of a special guest you think you'll see.
I think he would be remiss not to bring any of like the OG reggaeton artists from Puerto Rico, but I also think he would be remiss to not bring Cardi B up on stage. Cardi B and J Balvin, I just think about, 2018 being his first breakthrough year. He's had so many breakthroughs since then. He's broken so many records. I mean, we're talking, he's the #1 most streamed artist in the world right now. So he just can't records. But I do think about how special the song I Like It was back in 2018, and the fact that, Cardi B and J Balvin were up there beginning was great. And, I wouldn't mind like a Daddy Yankee cameo. Yeah.
All right. It'll be a lot of fun. Susie, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up here, our weekly segment, TikTok. Famous for her comedic parodies, content creator Madison Humphrey is here telling us about one high in the sky. And with the kickoff to Super Bowl 60 less than 48 hours from now, ESPN analyst Sam Acho is stopping by with his thoughts ahead of the big game.
This is what you need to know now.
A Major League betting scandal is much bigger than previously known. The new Taylor Swift music video packed with celebrity cameos. We'll tell you who. And a person is called for jury duty But she has a legit excuse because she's just 4 years old. Those stories and more in tonight's rundown. It turns out you're never too young for jury duty. A Connecticut dad got quite the surprise when a summons arrived addressed to his 4-year-old daughter. He assumed it was meant for him, but nope, it really was her name on the notice. The dad says it was a good opportunity to teach his preschooler about civic duties, who has now been excused for now. Indicted Cleveland Guardians pitcher Emmanuel Clase is facing more allegations in his federal gambling case. New court documents claim Clase threw suspicious pitches to benefit bettors in at least 48 games over 2 years, far more than the 9 games originally cited by prosecutors. Authorities say the former 3-time All-Star conspired with bettors to manipulate outcomes in exchange for thousands of dollars. Clase has pleaded not guilty, but if convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison. The Milan Cortina Winter Olympics are officially underway with a first-of-its-kind opening ceremony spread across 4 locations in northern Italy. From Milan's San Siro Stadium to mountain venues in the Alps, athletes paraded closer to their competition sites. And on the slopes ahead of the games, American alpine skier Lindsey made a successful return to training just a week after tearing her ACL. Competition for her begins this weekend. A previously unknown Michelangelo drawing has sold for $27.2 million at auction. The red chalk sketch, measuring about 5 inches tall, shows a detailed study of a right foot. The sketch dates back to around 1510, while Michelangelo was preparing to paint one of his frescoes on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. The drawing, owned by the same family for more than 200 years, was identified last year after being submitted through Christie's auction website for a free evaluation. The FDA has recalled several repackaged M&M products sold in 20 states because of a missing allergen warning. The agency has classified it as a Class 2 recall involving undeclared milk, soy, and peanut ingredients, posing a risk to people with food allergies. The voluntary recall was issued by Beacon Promotions Incorporated and affects certain promotional candy packages. Taylor Swift has released a new star-studded music video for her song Opalite. The video features a bevy of celebrity cameos, including Cillian Murphy, Greta Lee, and Jodie Turner-Smith. Opalite marks Swift's second music video from her latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, following the fate of Ophelia. We turn now to our weekly segment, TikTok, where we take a closer look at the story behind the sensation. And content creator Madison Humphrey often parodies other trending TikToks, and wedding proposals are her specialty. With nearly 4.7 million followers, she is clearly doing something right, and something very funny as well. One of Madison's TikToks even went viral at 30,000 feet when she recreated a wedding video inside an actual Southwest Airlines plane. Take a look.
Today is a day unlike any other. On the adventure of marriage, you are doing so emitted in the clouds surrounded by the power invested in me in the state of Indiana, the FAA, and Southwest Airlines. You may now kiss your beautiful bride.
Madison Humphrey joins us now. Welcome to the show, Madison.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so fans actually tagged you on the original video of someone proposing on a Southwest flight, but how are you and your husband able to orchestrate this whole thing on an actual plane to make this parody?
Yeah, it was so crazy. I started getting tagged in this video, and I think I received over like 2,000 tags. And so then the Southwest social media team became aware of it. So they reached out to my manager. They were like, hey, does she by chance need a plane to film on? And then it kind of went from there. And at one point we were talking to like 6 different people all involved in the making of this video. And then it all came together and we ended up getting like 27 of our friends and family cleared to go film in the airport and get on the plane. And it was crazy, but it was a lot of fun.
So you get tagged in these videos. I assume that's where you get a lot of your ideas from. What is the most unusual video you've been tagged in?
I recently got tagged in a wedding that happened in a sauna. And so that was interesting. And we recreated that. But I mean, all the videos that we end up recreating are super fun and crazy. And I love the challenge. I love when I get tagged in something that's like very odd and unique. I'm like, okay, let's go for it. Let's try and recreate it.
And let's talk about some of the skits you've done. You have had characters ranging from a divorced mom to a leasing manager to an FBI agent. So what's been your favorite role to play out of all of those?
I would have to say the leasing manager. That's what I got started with. That's kind of the first character I ever, started experimenting with on social media. So I think she'll always have a special place in my heart. And I just love all the different storylines I've created with her. And so I think she's definitely my favorite, but the divorced mom is a close second for sure.
But your first career was actually in journalism as a sports reporter.
Correct.
And even acting has always been a part of your story as well. You do that in your videos. Do you envision these videos leading you to other types of acting, maybe in TV or film?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, it already has. I did a film last year and it was kind of my first one. And that was so fun. And I'm doing another movie in a month or two. So I'm really excited for that. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to be pursuing that without social media and the support from my audience. I mean, I just have the most supportive people that follow me and I'm really thankful for it. But yeah, I did theater in high school. Theater was my minor in college. So acting and performing has always been something I love. And I just feel really lucky that I get to pursue it along with social media. But yeah, I mean, TV and film is definitely the goal for me. I want to, work on bigger projects and keep doing that stuff. But I'll always still do social media because I love it.
We can't wait to see it on the screen soon. Congratulations on the next movie as well. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
You can check out her TikTok at madison.humphrey for lots of humor and maybe some tips on what not to do during a marriage proposal as well. Finally tonight, one last look at Super Bowl 60. It's prediction time. Let's bring in ESPN football analyst Sam Acho. Hey, Sam, thanks for being here.
Hey, Rhiannon, good to see you.
Okay, so we have two top defenses facing off here, key offensive playmakers on both teams. So what is going to be the key? What are you looking for this weekend?
I'm looking at Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's a wide receiver for Seattle, just won Offensive Player of the Year. He's going to go against Christian Gonzalez, who's a dominant defensive player for the New England Patriots. So that's the matchup that I think will determine the outcome of the game.
Oh, wow. What about Sam Darnold and Drake May? They have both had huge seasons. Which quarterback do you think has the edge here?
I give the edge to Drake May in this one. Sam Darnold has had a huge comeback season. He's been outstanding. But Drake May has his running game. He has a defense. I think there's not as much pressure on Drake May in order to try to get a win. So I give Drake May a little bit of an advantage.
A little bit of an advantage. How much fun are you having out there?
I'm having a blast. We're in San Francisco. The game's in a couple days, so it's not too cold, which is great. I love it.
I know you don't even have a coat on, Sam. I'm very, very jealous. You've probably seen how cold it is here in New York. Okay. Last thing, it's prediction time. What team do you see winning, and who do you see taking home the MVP trophy?
I see the New England Patriots winning. I know a lot of people aren't picking New England, but man, their defense has been dominant. The quarterback, Drake May use his legs, and I think that Christian Gonzalez, that defensive stud we talked about, number 0, may win the MVP, maybe have an interception, a forced fumble. He's been great all season long.
You're right. I've seen most people picking the Seahawks, Sam, so you might be alone, but you might be right. We'll see.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rhiannon.
Thank you, Sam. And that's our show for this hour. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. I'm Rhiannon Alley. And make sure you stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. Thanks again for streaming with us, everyone.